Hi everyone, welcome back to the next video in this Canva training series, and we are going to be looking at how to add elements into your design. So let's just open up a random post. There we go. And our design comes up here. It will pop up with templates automatically. Let's click off of that so we can just see this page. Okay, this is the design screen. Along the top, you will see file options. So this is like kind of page options, and it helps you. You can do different bits and bobs here. So you can print directly from here if you would like to. You can create some new designs. You can upload files here, and then you can go into the settings. You can add rulers and guides and margins and everything like that. You can also have, so there are also some accessibility options in here. You can make stuff available offline. So that you don't have to use it in your browser or don't have to be connected to the internet, and then you can move it into folders or delete it all together. So that's your file. You can also rename here as well. And then you've got this button here called Resize. If you decided that if you started working on this and then you're like, oh, actually, no, it needs to be, or I need a copy of this in a different size, then you can start. You can do whatever it is, and then you go, actually, I'd like it video size. You can do this and then do resize, and it will resize the page for you. Then it will create a new page that I can scroll down, and now I've got a new page that is the right size. And you can have multiple sizes within the same document, which is a very cool development indeed. Next, you've got your kind of access. So if you want to start making changes to stuff, you can make sure you have this ticked. This will be on by default when you start a new project. But then if you just want people to comment on stuff, then you can start adding comments and people can work together on stuff. And then if you just want people to read it only and not edit it, then you can also set it up to do that as well. These are your undo and redo action buttons. So I've just deleted that page. If I thought that was a mistake, I click that again, and then it comes back up. But it also has a shortcut underneath there. So I'm on Windows, it'll say Control Z. It'll be Command Z if you're on a Mac. And then the same with redo. Control Shift Z or Command Shift Z for redo. And then here it tells you if things are saved or not. Next, this is the other place where you can start to rename your design. So it says at the moment, it says Untitled Design Instagram post 4x5. Let's just rename this straight away. So example, adding elements. There we go. And when you click off of it, it saves as the title. Next to it here is your user account. So this is you. If you want to share this with somebody else, or you add other people, then you can add people. And then if multiple people are in the same document, you'll be able to see their icon next to it. You have analytics. That's specifically helpful for things that you link to on this. So if you do like a website, it's helpful to have some analytics here. And then you also have the comment feature. You can start adding comments. And then your share button. This is how you get stuff out of Canva or to somebody else to work on with you. And then over on the left-hand side is your kind of menu, your side menu bar. And this is where all of your elements will come from. So first of all, let's add some shapes. So if we click on elements, it will appear here, and then we can browse categories. And these are all the different types of things that you can add into your design that Canva have decided to kind of give you access to. So we've got shapes, we've got graphics, we've got 3D items, which is fairly new. We have some animated kind of graphics, animations, some photos, frames, so like they're placeholders or shaped placeholders for pictures, where you can just drop them in. Photo grids, and we have videos, we have some audios, we have sound effects and music in here. We have forms, some mock-ups of if you're doing like t-shirts or product design. We've got charts, sheets, and tables. So these are all the types of items that you can add into your design. And to add something in, you can either, if you know that it's a shape that you want, you can go directly into the category and you can have a look at some of these shapes here. This is the type of stuff that you will be able to get, but then there are more. So if you see you can see all the different types of shapes that they have here. And to add something from this side here, it's dead easy. You just go ahead, click on it, and it appears in your design. So I've got a square here by default, but this will also turn into a rectangle if I move this one of the side handles along. So you'll see that my mouse turns into arrows on either side, and this tells me that I can move this side wherever I want it to. Just hit Control Z. All right, there we are. It's a square. And then if I select the corner, then I can affect this. If I want to keep it a square though, rather than a rectangle, as I'm holding this corner, if I hold down Shift on my keyboard, you'll see it locks to the dimensions of a square. So that's how you make a square bigger. But if you want a rectangle, you just want to bring it out, then that's what you do with the corners. And then also when you have something selected, you'll see that there's a purple bar around the outside that tells you that this item is selected, and then it will give you options for that item at the top here. If I click off of that, there's nothing at the top here, so I haven't selected anything. But then you'll see as I hover over stuff, it will ask me, do I want to select this item? So the square has been highlighted. If I click that, I get the options back. If I then go to this is my canvas. There are some different options for your canvas as well. So you can select the back, and then if you want to add a color to that, you can do so up here. So that's how you add elements. So I've got my shape here, and you'll see that when I select my shape here, I also have a rotate angle. So I can rotate this around, and it helpfully tells me the degrees as to where I'm rotating it. So that is how you rotate items. Then you can come back and you can let's add a picture. So let's go into photos, and then you can use this search bar here to search something that you want. So say I want some windmills. Go. It will give me pictures, royalty-free images of windmills. So let's do that. I quite like that. And if I click on it, it adds it directly into my canvas. But you may want this picture to be the full canvas. So you can do that many different ways. You can obviously just make it bigger by dragging one of the corners. You can do that. And then you can drag it around to place it. You'll see that it's now on top of my square. And I probably want my square in front of it. So let's just Control Z and make that back. So if I wanted to make this the background of my canvas, then I can right click on this and then set the image as the background, and it automatically snaps the image to the background. Now, if I want to edit this or edit the positioning, I can go up to the top because I have my background selected, go to the crop, and it will show me where the whole image is. And then I can move it around, and it gives me this little grid here to show the dimensions. And then if I click off of it, it's there again. Let's click it and delete it, because there's another way, a very quick way of adding a picture to your background. And that's by selecting it over here, click and drag, and you'll see we're dragging it. And then if you hover over your keyboard, hover your mouse over the edge, you'll see that it starts to snap to the background. And then if I let it go, it snaps to the background. So that is now the background. I still had to move it back, but there we are. And now I won't be able to move that now at all. So I'll be able to select whatever it is and not accidentally move this. But if this isn't the background, if this is just an image at the top here that's full size, And let's just send this back. If I go to select stuff, I might also select this as well. So I might accidentally select this and move it. So you may want to do that. But that's what you can do with images. And then you can also come down and add other bits and bobs. You can add 3D shapes or videos or audio if you're doing videos and things like that. So you can do that as well. And it's the same process. So if you want to add a video to something, you can search for it. I like a dog, so let's just pop that in. And there's a video there, and it gives me a play button so I can move it back and forward. I can do all the same things with it. I can resize it. I can do this and kind of create a different look to it. But I could also right click this, set video as a background, and let's just get rid of that because that's not the background. There we go. And now I have this video on my background. And if I go back up to it again and do the crop thing, I can, if I don't like the placement, I can move it again and click off. So that's how you do that with videos. And then there are some other things that you can add. So all of these things are in here. If we go down to text, you can add text in. So to add text, you go down to this little bar here, and then you go, here's a text box. That's just does a standard text box. So if I click that, some text appears in my design. Let's just delete this video and delete that shape. So I can zoom in a little bit more with this barrier, with this bar down here, and then I can make my text bigger with two different ways. So if I select my text box itself, I can increase the point size here, or I can just drag the corner and bring it up, and it will keep it all the same size. If I want to just make my text box bigger, then I pull one of the sides, so the left or right side, and then it brings it out, and then you'll be able to see some of the alignment. So the alignment on this, on designs, is set to your text box and not the document itself. So don't think of it like Word. In this instance, it's set to the text box itself. So if I do that and bring the text box down, it's aligned to the box itself and not the page. So just be aware of that. And then you can also set your alignment, and your fonts are up here. So if you click this, is your fonts. We'll go over that in a little bit. Your point size and your color over here, bold, italic, underline, strike through. You can force uppercase, and then your alignments here, you can pick, you can just scroll through which ones you want to do. And then you've got bullets and numbering over here, and then you've got some more advanced settings, but we'll go over that in a little bit in another video. So that's how you add text. And then you can also do some other bits and bobs as well. So if you scroll down on the left hand side, you've got tools. These are free drawing tools. So I can, this is my select thing, but if I want to draw something with my own hand, then I can select a pen. So this is like a thin pen, this is a thicker one, and this is like a highlighter. So I can highlight text, and then I can change the color here, and then the thickness or weight of the thing, and you'll see here it goes bigger or smaller, and then you can add transparency or not. So let's just pick this pen here, change the color to black, okay, and then we'll change the weight of it just to something a little bit bigger so we can see, and then I can start drawing here. Great. And then to get rid of it, if you want to get rid of these items, you can either select the eraser here, and you can just hover over it and click, and it deletes. Or if you use the select thing, you can actually select whatever you draw and move it about, and then you can hit delete on your keyboard just to delete that. And then this works in the same way. So you can select these, you can make them bigger or smaller, you can move them about, you can stretch them up, down, to the side. So these are nice little things that you can do to add a bit more of a personal drawn touch to this. You can also add lines here, and then your lines come up here. So let's show you a line. So that this is just a standard line. To make it longer, you drag one of these points and then you can attach them to different items if you want. And then you can change, as I have my line selected here, I can change the color of it. So I can change it to red or purple. I can change the style of it. So if I want a dotted line, there's my dotted line. Let's just add some more stroke weight so you can see it a bit clearer. There we go. Here's my line. So it's dotted or like dashed, more dot or fully dotted. And then you can have round ones, round endpoints to soften out those harsh ends and corners, or you can have them corners and then you can do your weight there. Also, when you have a line, you can then add things to the beginning and end of the line. So if you want a double arrow, then on each side, so then you could do that. But then if you wanted, say on the left-hand side, you just wanted like a little line like that kind of denotes the end of it, you can do that. And it keeps straight all the time, but you can make them curved. So the next option here, line type, you can make it elbowed or curved. So if I made it curved, then I can adjust the curve and just the points here. Or if I want elbowed, this is what it does. It does different elbows. You can change where the line goes like this. So that's a cool little feature that you can do with lines. And then, as well as all of the things that Canva provides to you for free, you can also upload your own images, your own logos. So if there are specific images or logos or graphics that you have in your environment, then you can upload them all into here. So I've uploaded, this is a picture of me, and I can do that exactly the same way. I can select it and just drop it in. And then to upload files, just come up to here, upload files. It'll open up your thing and you'll be able to select wherever it is on your computer and it will upload into Canva for yourself. So that's a little bit of an overview of the design page. Have a little play, have a little search for what you can find. Use the search bars up in the top of each of these elements, and once you search for something, see what there is available to you. Some of the stuff, if you don't have Pro yet, so anything that has this little symbol here, this is a premium Pro thing. It'll only be available to you if you have like an upgraded account. So these crown icons, but anything that doesn't have a crown icon is free to use. So this one you wouldn't be able to use, but this one you would. And you can filter your searches here. So you can filter here and then you can select it so it just shows free. So if I hit apply now, it'll just show me 3 of them, free. So have a little play. Once you feel comfortable with adding things into your design, we'll move on to the next video.